Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do something different because honestly I just felt like doing it. There's no limits on this channel, and as well it's gonna be without a mic because I'm traveling between my hometown and Brussels. So I'm home right now and I left all my stuff over there. I don't even have my computer with me. But I'm gonna do a chit chat, just gonna talk a bit about just progress and life and this whole journey from the channel, and like maybe what spirituality means to me. Or anyways, we're gonna go left and right. This is not really scripted. I'm just doing this for fun. So if you're feeling the vibe, if you're down to just see me do my makeup, because I'm gonna do my makeup. You know, I want to show you a bit how I do my makeup and what products I use. So yeah, why not? Let's get started. Life has been such a journey for me since I started this channel and this podcast. But so much has changed and I've grown so much, and so has my style and my way of doing my makeup. I'm still a girl and I'm still allowed to switch lanes whenever I want and do whatever I want to whenever I want to. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay, so let me get started with the makeup. I'm just gonna do like could be like everyday makeup, but usually I'm not gonna wear this when I go to school. But if I have to go something, I'm usually pretty natural. So I will start with foundation. I don't really do my eyes a lot. I don't like to wear an eyeshadow, maybe because I suck at it, or I just feel like whenever I put it on, I want to take it off immediately. Like, I just don't feel like it suits my face. I don't know. I just like to be natural. So for foundation, I use the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop in 12. I like it a lot because it's really light and I can see my freckles through it still, and I never want to get rid of my freckles. So yeah, there is this weird energy in the air and I can't really explain. It's like, I think I've talked about this in several videos where I have just been questioning so much. Like, I am my biggest critic. Oh, also, I never do my forehead for some kind of reason. I just don't like to put makeup on my forehead at all. This is a beauty blender that I use. It's a new one and it's already wet, so FYI. I really am constantly thinking about everything and constantly trying to grow. I feel like my life has been dedicated to like not growing but reaching my highest potential, and I have so many dreams and so many aspirations. And
Heb je iets van mij?
ik was een video aan het maken.
Oh, sorry.
Dat is niet erg.
Deze keer is het wel de papa. Thanks.
Thanks. So what was I saying? I don't really know what it's hard to say. I'm very open in where I try to be, or what life is, how life is presenting itself, what road I'm taking. So my dream is like greatness and like being able to reach a lot of people and share love. And somewhere I wish it could be through like music, because I always wanted to be like a singer, like an artist. That has been my childhood dream, to like be on the Grammys and like perform. Like, I feel like I'm more a performance artist than a like recording artist. Like, I feel better and my voice also sounds better when I'm able to sing live than like record in the studio. But yeah, I've always wanted that, and somewhere it's like I have been introduced to things in my life and I have walked a road that has already kind of prepared me you could say that I am being groomed to go to that place, but I'm still like in the process. But sometimes life gets you on a road that you don't expect. For example, I would have never expected to like have a YouTube channel or make a podcast. This was not something that I planned for, or that I ever wanted to, but when the time was right and when the things just aligned the way they do, things just happened. And you know, honestly, I feel like I was just led by circumstance. Sometimes when I want sometimes when I want shit to stick really well, I'm gonna go over with my setting spray. I use the Urban Decay All Nighter. I stick by this. I've been using this for like 3 years now. I love it. It's dewy. It's good for my skin. It doesn't dry my skin, and it really sticks. So when I put my foundation, because I just hate when it cracks, and I love when it sets already, so I'm gonna spray a little. So like, sometimes it's very confusing when you get into a new place, or you're introduced to a new craft, or you are chasing a certain dream or a certain place in life, but you're being redirected because we're not fully in control. And sometimes if we want to be successful, we have to also be realistic about the places we want to go and the things we want to do, right? So sometimes we get redirected, but I have learned, and I've tried to take the value from that, being that in this redirection, I'm also learning new things. And sometimes you don't, most of the times you won't immediately understand what you're going through or why you have to go to that place. Or sometimes you wonder, does this mean I will never get to the place I inherently wanted to be or to go? But I think looking back now, it's for the better, because I've learned so much in this space of making the podcast, having the YouTube channel, investigating myself, getting time to also stay in school. Staying in school is very important. Taking the time to stay educated, be educated about the business, and be able to have this discipline that you learn through school, right? So in this place of redirection is also where we're gonna learn a lot of things, you know? And the thing is, the thing that bothers people, or that sometimes I struggle with, I am using NARS. I have 2 like these. This is number medium 3 praline. This one I use in winter, like when my skin is lighter, and in summer I use the biscuit, a bit darker, but I stick by these as well. These are very, very well, they work for me like amazing. And I have really sensitive skin and easily dry skin, so I have to watch my skin. Well, all my other beauty blenders are in Brussels, so I'm just gonna stick with this one. So the tricky part sometimes about expressing the fact that you want to go somewhere and chasing a dream and being redirected is that we are also confronted with the uncertainty of getting to that place, and also the consciousness that other people are watching us. And we know that people might think like, oh, you see, like he or she thought he was gonna go there, but look at them now, they're like not there at all. And we might take those outside voices as truth. We might think like, oh, you know, maybe these people are right. Maybe I will never get there. Maybe I was crazy or stupid or naive for thinking that I could ever make this dream come true. And you know, that is like the whole challenge and the whole journey that sometimes we need to go through in life, to constantly feel like we fail, but then finding the power back and knowing that we actually never really, we can't really fail unless we give up, right? I've said this several times, but it's okay to feel sometimes like we are not good enough or we're not in the place that we are. But we always have the choice and the power within us to decide that this is not the end of our story and this is not where we're going to stop, and we can just continue. And people are not the ones to decide who you are and how your story is going to end. And so it's like stepping above the noise and above the voices, right? So wherever you are right now, even if it doesn't really make sense, and I have that with myself, like it doesn't make sense. Like I don't always know like why God put me in this place, why life happened to put me in this place of doing this podcast, and you know where this is taking me. But then some days I get to see like, wow, like I've really developed like speaking skills. My cognitive mind has, the depth of my mind is mind-blowing. I think if you'd spend a day in my head, yeah, you'd easily go crazy if you don't know how to challenge it. So if you don't know how to handle it, and since I've been presented with such deep, I don't even know how to like really translate it, but like deep experiences and deep knowledge, and it can be easy to drown yourself in the depth of the universe and like the darkness. It's like entering a black hole. How do you survive in that black hole? You really have to keep searching for the light, but it's a very hard journey or something. But anyways, back to the makeup stuff. I just did my concealer. Usually this is all I do for my face. I don't like to use bronzer because I don't know. I just don't like to use bronzer. I like to keep it very natural. So what I do love though, the love of my life would be blush. I'm not gonna lie. So I have 2 blushes that I use depending on the season, on what I'm feeling. This is one that I got for my birthday. They don't sell anymore because I've been trying to look for these ones, but it's like XYP professional. But the pigment, I broke it. The pigment, child, like even just like a little. And the other one I've been using more is like the Maybelline Fit Me, I don't know what color, 50 wine, the wine color. Yeah, I've been using this a lot because this one is really pink. Like, let me show you. And that's just a little. And I'm gonna try this one now to like show you what it gives. This one I can like put a lot and it won't give too much. So yeah, what I've learned though in these past 3 to 4 years is that it's okay to chase a dream, but actually I already have everything in the now. And I feel like what made me the unhappiest was feeling the constant need that if I wasn't chasing, if I wasn't constantly working, if I wasn't constantly trying to better myself as well, because that's also a very tricky part of like the whole spiritual journey, is the idea that you constantly have to work on yourself, constantly have to better yourself. Because somewhere, by the way, that's my brother playing in the background, so this house is never quiet. Thinking that you constantly have to like better yourself, subconsciously one day I realized like it's me telling myself that I'm not good enough right now, and me constantly feeling like I'm still lacking. And that is, if you are familiar with like divine masculine, divine feminine energies and the balancing of those energies within ourselves, it's understanding that being constantly in that divine masculine energy of like chasing and feeling like you have to work constantly after something is because somewhere you think that you aren't that already. And I had to learn like, yo girl, but you are everything and more. You already are, and you just have to learn to settle in that belief that no matter what you do right now, you're good enough, and you are not fully in control anyway. So only move when the time is right. But forcing things is not the way to go. It's not the way to go. It's very depleting. And it takes away from, like, it's like preparing yourself to burn out in a way, you know. And I am very about sustainability when it comes to my life energy and life force. And even I want to build a career that's like longevity. I don't need it now and fast and a lot. I would like to build slowly, but have it for a long time and have that long time stability, right? So that's also something I had to learn to keep in mind. It's like, what is it you really value? And what are you actually chasing after? And really look at what is making you happy. Because sometimes we're chasing after something because we think that at that point we're going to be happy. But once we have it, will we allow ourselves to rest and to believe that we can hold on to it and not lose it? Because the fear of success is also something very strange to deal with, but it's a thing. So if you want to be successful one day, I had to ask myself, am I ready to be successful and then believe that I can stay successful and don't think that I will lose it? Or do I feel like I will constantly have to prove myself and do more? So yeah, that was also something, but let's get to the brows. My brows are I wouldn't say they are my babies. They are very different. They're not even like twins. I mean, they're supposed to be sisters, not twins, right? Yeah, but I mean, they act up a little. I don't really like to color them in too much. I just like to brush them. Sometimes if I can, I will like wax them. I would not wax them, no. I mean, like put some, like laminate them, but at the same time I don't really like. I have this gel for my brows, but I don't like to use it because it makes me break out. So I actually don't use it, but sometimes I do because it looks really good, but then I regret it the day after because I have pimples and it hurts. So if it works for you, go ahead, honey. It probably looks amazing, but it does not work for me. So I'm not gonna do that, am I? But I do like to color, fill in a little, because I have never in my life has anyone done my brows before. And I guess that's I need control. When it comes to my own body, like, I don't like to let people do my things. Even for my locks, like, I really had to look for someone that can put in the energy the way I want it to, treat my hair like it would be their own. Because, you know, my body is sacred and I want to respect that. Oh, we didn't spray. Love that. I like the glowy, you know. I like that. Sometimes I like to go for that dewy look. But sometimes, darling, I have invested in a very good setting powder. It's the Laura Mercier Translucent Ultra Blur setting powder. This hurt my wallet, but I thought, you know what, it's a good investment. Let's go for it. And it was a very good investment. Pictures crazy, makeup stays. So yeah, pretty cool actually. But I don't have it with me. It's just the box. It's still in Brussels. So yeah, I'm not gonna use it right now anyways. Also, I'm doing my makeup for fun, so it doesn't have to stick around like that. What can we do next? I usually don't do mascara. I don't really like to use mascara. I love how it looks, but I'm a person, I don't know why, I rub my eyes a lot. I have a lot of teary eyes, like randomly you'd see me walk on the street, I'm just crying. I'm not crying, it's the wind. I'm not crying, it's the wind. Also, I hate waking up with black, like I hate waking up with mascara underneath my eyes. I know that's probably because I'm just never buying new mascara because I never use it that often. So it's an old mascara and it's probably not doing the job that it's supposed to do. So it's actually my fault. But you know what? For this one, let's go ahead and do it. Why not? So I don't even know. I've had this for a little while. It's still working pretty well. I think it's L'Oreal. No, Catrice. But everyone is telling me to buy the Sky High. And I've tried it. And it was really good, actually. So, might as well. But 17 euro voor de mascara. Broer, dat is veel, 17 euros for mascara? It's crisis, brother. But says the girl that buys fucking Laura Mercier setting powder. But for a product that I barely use, I'm not gonna spend that much money on a mascara, man. Whoa. It is giving, though. So, yeah, man. Also, what I found very hard about, you guys don't realize how you cannot, most of the time, if you have a podcast or a YouTube channel, it's very hard to take yourself seriously. Don't think that I'm out here talking and giving my opinion and telling how things are and talking my talk, that I believe myself at all times, that I'm sometimes not like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? Who the fuck do you think you is? Like, I really have a hard time watching my own videos because it makes me cringe. I do not agree with myself most of the time. So I'm very aware. I'm like, girl, like, I don't expect anyone to take my word for truth or something. It's also with other people. Like, I really appreciate people's content, and it doesn't have to resonate, but even if it doesn't resonate, it at least makes you think. But when it comes to yourself, when you see yourself talking on the internet, you're like, people are making fun of me for sure. And I mean, probably some people are, but not the people that are putting themselves out there as well. Try it. Because if you think that people that post themselves think they know it all, think they have it all figured out, like, we don't. But I don't know, it's just fun to also leave that legacy and to see yourself grow through your own content and to dare to put yourself out there. You're not supposed to be perfect, or you're not supposed to be always right, and we never will be always right, and you will never be able to please everyone. And that's something that I have struggled with a lot in my life. Let me do some white. Let me do my waterline in white, because I feel like my eyes are looking really big and I want to make them a bit bigger, because why not? Wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I struggled with that a lot, where I wanted to please everyone. I've always been like a big people pleaser. Most part because I am, like, I think I talked about this in the last video. I'm a hypersensitive person, so I can feel people's energy. So if someone is disappointed with me, if someone hates me, I'm gonna internalize that. I'm gonna feel that very heavily. And that's why I always wanted to make sure that people are feeling good, or that I make people feel comfortable. I was always also like the class clown, because I don't know, like, I wanted the vibe to be high and things like that. But by trying to make everyone else feel comfortable, I was actually dimming myself and, like, you know, not allowing myself to shine fully, you know? Ooh. Doughy eyes. Oh, damn, that's crazy. The effect is affecting. So that was a hard lesson for me to learn, where it's like, you know, at the end of the day, who is there with you in your darkest days? Who is making sure that you feel good at all time? Who is supporting you? Who is lifting you up when everything seems down? For me, usually that was no one. I was always the one taking it upon me to lift other people up. Not even people didn't ask me to. Nobody asked shit from me. And that's when you also start to feel resentment, where you're like, oh, I'm all of this to all of y'all, and y'all don't even give that back to me. At some point I had to realize, honey, nobody asked you to be their savior. You are just being their savior because you are actually hoping to be saved yourself. But it wasn't other people's job to save me. It was my responsibility to look at myself and realize that I had to save myself, and I had to be my own hero and not be everyone else's hero in the hope that one person will look at me one day and be like, let me save her back. She's done so much for me. People will not realize that. People will not. We're all so caught up by our own pain, our own grief, and it's very hard to handle ourselves. It's very hard to deal with our own emotions. And it's very, I think it's kind of, in a way, I had to learn this because I used to think like this. It's a bit like egotistical to believe that people should carry your emotions or should think about you before you think about yourself, or they think about themselves. So keeping that in mind, I also had to learn, like, it's no one's responsibility to save me, you know? So I'm gonna be that hero for myself. But at the same time, when you start to pick your own, like, to carry yourself and to pick yourself up, you're gonna see how hard that is. And you're gonna have to let go being that pillar for a lot of people in your life for a little while. Sometimes when you're able to carry yourself in a good way, you'll be able to give back again, but with boundaries, limits, getting to know, okay, this is where you stop and where I begin, or where I stop and where you begin. And sometimes I need my space and I can help you with this, but I can't help you with that kind of thing. Okay. We did everything except one thing. I don't do contouring. I think I already said that. The lips, man. These lips, pinkish. I'm gonna use Fenty, of course. Miss Riri, thank you so much. Which one is this? Fenty Glow for some glitter and glams. You know what I like about making like a makeup video? It's like there's more personality because, you know, talking about certain topics, it's very serious. It's a when I'm making like the podcast and like spiritual videos, or when I'm like talking about things that I realize and learn, I'm very like serious. I'm in a very peaceful and a very high energy. High as in like a high frequency. So I'm very connected to God. So it's like a very calm, responsible, monk-ish kind of version of me. But I'm not like that most of the time. When you see me on the street, I'm not like that. I'm not always gonna be, hi, how are you? I mean, if you meet me, maybe, because I'm pretty shy. But once I open up, I'm more like I am right now. And I'm actually pretty all over the place. And pretty like, I don't know what's the right, I don't know what the right word is, but yeah, I hope you like my lips though. This is the makeup look, and that was the little talk. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I'm like, oh my God, I should actually do this more often. And yeah, slay the day away. Spring is about to come, so we're gonna enjoy the hell out of this. And actually I like this. I think I should keep it in more often. Oh, I also don't wear a highlight anymore, do I? Well, I could. Oh, I forgot something very important. I like to put some, you know, I usually don't use this one, but hey, you gotta do with what you have. Voila. I don't know, I love how it like opens your eyes. So, thumbnail. Got it? Okay, great. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this video, and if you want to see more of like casual videos, let me know. Don't think I'm gonna vlog, but who knows? It's a new era. We're open to anything. There's no box we're gonna put me in, so I can do whatever I want, whatever I want, whatever. I can do whatever I want. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and see you around. Bye.